Time to practice, guys. So what have we learned about bisected and midpoints? Bisected means it's cut in half, and midpoints means it's the center of a line or center of a segment. So hopefully you've already tried to do these yourself. If you haven't, pause this video. No cheating, no peeking. Rectangle FISH, FISH. Rectangle fish has been bisected into two squares. So that's this left side and this right side. So AR has bisected rectangle FISH and created two squares. Square FARH, FARH, the square on the left, is bisected at angles H and A, angles H and A. If rectangle FISH has a length of 10, that means this length is 10. So a length of 10. What is the length of each line segment? Well, that would mean that these squares are 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, and 5. So let's see. FA, IA, FA, IA, IS are all 5 centimeters. SR, HR, and HF are also 5 centimeters. AH is 7.07 centimeters. How did we get that? Well, we did Pythagorean theorem. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. So 5 squared plus 5 squared equals C squared. That's A squared plus B squared equals C squared. We'll get to Pythagorean theorem another day, but I thought I'd throw that in there just in case you remembered it. So Pythagorean theorem, A squared plus B squared equals C squared. If we do 5 squared and 5 squared, we get C squared equals 25 plus 25, or C squared equals 50. And then to get rid of that power of 2, I've got to take the square root of both sides, and that's going to leave me with C equals 7.07. Again, that's a bonus. If you didn't get that one, that's okay. This one's starred. You don't really need to know that one. Name all of the angles that measure 45 degrees, or half of 90. So if you know that these angles are 90 degrees, then FAH is 45 degrees. That's this one here. Let's mark that with purple. This angle here, FAH, and then RAH is also going to be 45 degrees. AFH is not 90 degrees. That one should be HAR, I think. HAR. And then over here, we've got RAH. Let's see where we went wrong. So guys, I was able to fix this, I think. Let's make sure we've got all of these correct. So let's erase all of this stuff for us. And let's check. FAH. This angle is 45 degrees. RAH. This angle is 45 degrees. AHR. This angle is 45 degrees. And AHF also 45 degrees. Because they've been bisected, they started as right angles, and now they are 45. If we come down here to the parallelogram, DOGY, DOG, and Y, it has midpoints at P and Q. So if P is a midpoint, that means DP is congruent to PO. And if Q is a midpoint, then YQ is congruent to GQ. That's definition of a midpoint. So bisect means we slice it in half like a knife, and midpoint means we kind of fold it in half and we have a middle point that's exactly halfway between the two ends. If P is the midpoint of DO, then which line segments are congruent to OP? Well, OP is congruent to DP. So let's go ahead and check that. OP and DP. If line segment YQ is 4 yards, so we can put a little 4 right there, then what is the measure of YG? Now YQ was half of it, which means QG is the other half, which means that total should be 8 all the way across. So halfway across is 4, halfway across is 4, all the way across is 8. Name all the congruent segments created by midpoints P and Q. So we've already got those marked. Let's go ahead and move these boxes and see if we marked them correctly. DP is congruent, PQ is congruent. I think that should be PO. YQ and QG. That is perfect.